All right, so last week and weekend, we went to the Florida RV Super Show, which was really awesome. I'm slightly exhausted from it. But anyway, we had a great time looking around at all the different rigs. We're not in the market to get anything else, but it's just always fun to look around and see if we can get ideas on stuff. And of course, I'm always interested in how the kitchens are set up. So anyway, we thought since we do so much cooking for you guys, and the whole point is to be able to show you how you can cook things in a small kitchen, I figured it's probably about time that we give you a little tour of our kitchen. I think the one thing to take home about these like RV organizational videos is that it's all so dependent upon what your rig is like, how it's set up, and then also your needs. And so if you come away from this video with like 1 or 2 ideas of something to do in your kitchen, great. But definitely don't take it as something that you need to like, you know, it's a one-size-fits-all approach at all. So I think we'll just start with like overview of just everything you can kind of see here. So one thing you'll notice is not here is the espresso machine. And so I'm the coffee drinker in the family. Billy tried to acquire.
Yeah, it didn't work. The coffee addiction didn't stick.
And honestly, so the espresso machine was great. If you love espresso, get it. It was manual. I did not make them very well, and it took up a lot of valuable counter space. So we ultimately sold that, and then I'm just sticking with my pour over. So anyway, let's see what else. So obviously, you know, we love using our induction cooktop, which this is super easy to just move and put somewhere else if you need to get to your gas, but otherwise we just leave it out on top. But I think the key is that you try to keep your countertops as clean as possible. This and I think the crock pot that's under the bed are the only kitchen appliances we have.
Yeah, except for the little tiny
the food processor. Yeah, yeah, I'm glad you said that. But yeah, we try to not leave things
and the stick
out.
blender.
If you call that an appliance.
And the torch I just bought.
Oh my god, that we haven't found a place for yet. Anyway, point is, we just try to keep everything as clean as possible so that you can have as much counter space to work with, because it's tiny to begin with. But that being said, we also try to keep things that you're using on the regular very handy. And that's where kind of the things that we've got out here. Well, that's dirty. I'll clean that up real quick. I did not clean anything for you guys, so this is how we live. So anyway, you've seen us talk about our little pepper grinder that we got before. So salt and pepper. We love this thing because the pepper comes out the top, and so you're not left with like the pepper marks on the bottom from other grinders. We do a salt pig. That way it's just really easy to get the salt out of. And then, what are we calling this?
Utensil crock?
Utensil crock. So these are all the utensils that we regularly use.
Plus probably a few extra.
Plus probably a few extra. Well, yeah, there's more in the drawer. But these are the ones that I would say we go to very regularly. So tongs, ladle. We like wooden spoons just because they depend upon what cookware you're working with. It just protects it better. What else? Silicone spatulas.
Yeah, just go-to stuff.
Go-to stuff.
Right there, it's easy to get to. You're not searching for it. Helps you cook faster.
It does. Yes, helps you cook
faster. Be faster in the kitchen.
Be faster in the kitchen. That's the whole point. I'll show. Anyway, you'll notice that there's still some olive oil that's sitting out here. We'll get to the pantry in a second. I try to put everything up, but sometimes we don't have enough room. The magnetic knife rack. So this was one of the very first upgrades that Billy did.
Because we had one in the house.
Did we?
Ooh, 2 houses ago.
2 houses ago.
We didn't at the last one.
Yeah. But we love it because it's super...
Again, keeps everything handy.
Yeah, it keeps everything handy. But you'll see, so like we were gifted Cutco knives by Billy's mom when we got married, which these things are phenomenal. And you may have even seen their booth at the RV show, but it's literally like the one and only knife set you'll need your entire life. That being said, I still have a whole block of them we put in storage. So we only brought certain ones. So like I did bring 2 sizes of serrated ones, but like, I think I also have like a carving one for a big roast.
We left a lot of knives at home.
Yeah. So the point is that each one of these knives serves a very different purpose. But when you installed this, so it comes with what? VHB on the back of it?
It came with little wood screws, and because I knew we were going to be, driving around, and it's a strong magnet in there, and
it's strong. You can hear it.
It's pretty weighty, and it was sitting right over top of the glass cooktop cover. So when I mounted it, I did not use the screws and wood dollies it came with. I actually just drilled through the wall.
Yeah.
And bolted through the wall. So there's actual like washers and nuts on the inside of the pantry that don't interfere with our sliding pantry cabinet. But
yeah,
that thing's not coming off the wall. The wall might come off eventually,
I hope
but
not.
it's staying.
Trust me, we wanted to be careful before we started screwing anything into here. So
Yeah, drilling holes through walls.
We do take these down when we travel.
Yeah, I know some people travel with their knives up, and honestly, I mean, that thing is a beast, and it probably would stay up. I've already got one knife I already got one knife that got a ding in it thanks,
Tony.
Yeah, thanks to somebody dropping it on the corner of a cabinet or a corner of a countertop, so I don't need that to happen again.
Or to break this.
Yeah. So yeah, we do take the knives down, and then we've got a knife roll that we had before. It's got covers for, little sheaths for all the knives to keep the blades protected, keep your fingers protected when you go to grab for it. But that's how the knives travel on travel days.
Yep. We cook with a lot of produce, and so again, trying to keep the countertop as clean as possible.
Strips.
Yes, so these are just command strips, which, I tried to make them color match. But we just got these little hangers just so we could put any of our produce that doesn't need to be refrigerated in it. You can tell it doesn't always fit. That's why there's some stuff on the countertop. But these are awesome. It keeps it there, and then we can also like open and close the pantry. Makes it easy.
Speaking of the
pantry, so I'm trying to think. So I think like Flying Clouds Internationals and Globetrotters all come with this pantry. Some of them are a little bit wider, so we have one of the more narrow ones. It's just kind of all of our staple stuff. Oils, hot sauces, chicken stock, bacon stuff, bourbon
My shelf.
selection. Which I don't want to like tell you to drink it, but it would be awesome to have another. And this, not crock pot, this is our little food processor. But for us, you can see like it fits in that spot perfectly. So yeah, and these shelves are obviously all adjustable, so just move them to what you need. While I'm on the floor, so let's see, the convection oven, we store kind of all of our pans in here. We have been fortunate that this has never broken or caused any sort of issues. Our tray broke, but not because of the glass did break once, but not because of a travel day. So we just leave the rack in there. We have the pan it came with, and then, a couple extra additional pans, and we just leave them all in there, and that just stays in there on a regular basis. We have a drawer down here, which out of all of our different kind of, I guess, baking goods staples, this is where we've got different salts, different sugars, maybe some larger baking things that I can't fit over here. But yeah. What are you gonna say? Nothing. You probably want to come over on this side.
Switch.
We'll switch. What's Rhett doing?
He doesn't know.
He's an idiot. All right. So we have one of these kind of slide out drawers, which this thing was like made for spices. And so one of the things that you'll notice here is that we don't have a lot of pre-made seasoning mixes, like chicken seasoning, steak seasoning. Like, we just have all of the individual ingredients because then you can make whatever you need. I also chose not to like put them into other organizational bins. So like you'll find plenty of spice racks out there where you can take this whole thing and dump it into another canister and then they may or may not fit. I find sometimes with all of that extra organizational stuff, it just takes up more space than the actual stuff. So spices, bigger spices. A bag of Aleppo pepper that I bought for one recipe, and now I don't know what to use it for.
I've used it a couple of times.
Have you?
It was hard to find, though.
It was really hard to find. We had to order it on Amazon.
The nutritional yeast hiding back there.
Oh,
which,
I forgot about this. It's so good.
It's really good.
What do we... Oh, we did that on shishito peppers.
Shishito peppers, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good, like, little kind of secret...
Oh, I guess we do have one. The hard carnivore.
Hardcore carnivore.
Hardcore carnivore. Her stuff's good. And then we got one more drawer.
Of course.
The
Wrong
other
way.
side. You can just zoom in. It's our what would you call our collection of vinegars. That's nothing but different vinegars. Balsamic, apple cider, white wine, red wine.
Oh, and don't mind this hole. That is where the LP detector goes and CO gas detector goes. We just had to let ours dry out because apparently if you flood them with a lot of water coming off the countertop from the sink, they go off and have to dry.
They go off and they don't stop.
Yeah, so we'll get that taken care of and put it back there.
Sutton hates the sound of anything like that, and yeah, it would not stop despite trying to silence it. And so let's just say we had to like pull out the drawer and everything, unhook it from power. All right, so I think drawers next. So I feel like one of the things in the Airstreams with these drawers is everybody ends up with a slightly different configuration because it's trying to make its way around the plumbing and stuff like that. So we have this one with a cutout here. This, again, I didn't clean this stuff up for you. I try to keep this organized, but like a section of it kind of ends up being a junk drawer. This came with it, so that's just what we put our silverware in. Other things that fit in here, these soup spoons. This is the best garlic press, paper chef. Instant read thermometer. I can take this out. This thermometer, which
actually we can probably get rid of that.
We can probably get rid of that.
It's a really good one, but that was our wired thermometer that doesn't work with our convection oven because the tray spins.
Yeah.
So we bought the meter thermometer.
And it would work with our grill, but we don't need both.
But we have the meter thermometer.
Yay! Okay, look. Watch. Save space.
Save space.
Jeez. Space savings.
Words.
Okay. How much weight do you think we just reduced?
Not much.
There's probably a couple other things in here. So I've used this. Some bigger tongs.
Yeah.
I have like a thing to make cocktails and to muddle things, which I don't think we've used. Anyway, let's move to the other side. Okay, these all clad. We've had these forever, and so
they came
brought these. They came with us. We also love having. We used to have a bunch of these bowls, but obviously we weren't going to bring everything with us, and so these are great little like prep bowls. We always talk about prep your stuff ahead of time.
Yeah, prep bowls, they work good for sauces or dipping, dipping sauces.
Point is that these things are all multi-use, right? Basting brush. But this drawer is really deep, so we basically just keep layering stuff. Whisk. You know you're going to have ice cream. Can opener.
Peeler.
Vegetable peeler. Kitchen shears. I do have a hand mixer, which you'll see that in the other drawer, but the utensils are up here. Oh, this is the newest thing we got. So, and I'm so excited about this. So we had just a citrus reamer.
We just had a wooden citrus reamer.
Yeah, and it was fine. But then you're like having to strain out the seeds. And I used this the other day at Sylvia's house, and it was amazing. So amazing that I chose to buy something else, but chose to buy something else that like takes up more space. But again, you're trying to be quick in the kitchen too.
Okay. 2 different size microplanes. So one is a zester, but you can also use it to really finely grate cheese, and then a larger one. So these we find are just nicer than like if you had one of those big box graters that just takes up more space. It's a little more versatile. Big spatula, knife sharpener,
Pizza cutter.
pizza cutter, extra spoons. What else? I think that's it for that drawer. And we just had these storage containers at our old house.
And they happen to fit.
And they happen to fit. So my biggest advice, despite what everybody says, don't go to the container store and buy everything.
You mean like we did?
Because you will find that most of it,
And you got rid of it.
or a lot of it, you just get rid of because it doesn't figure out what you actually need. Like, just dump it in a drawer, work with it, and then figure out what would be the best way, rather than trying to like buy things to contain things that just take up more space. And then our bottom drawer, you guys have heard us talk plenty about our magma pots, so that fits in here pretty nice. We also have a whole set of nesting bowls that we used to use at home before, so that came with us. One strainer instead of multiple different ones. The hand mixer, which, you know, mashed potatoes, different bakery things. We also have this stick blender, which is great for making
made soup the other day.
Yeah, you made soup the other day, and you just can blend right in the pot.
Yeah, it's a little smaller, easier to store than a full-size blender.
Yep. We have a couple of sizes of these bottles, just because we do tend to make our own salad dressings, condiments, things like that, and so it just gives us a way to store it. All of our handles. Mason jars are perfect for salad dressings or just storing, like if we pickle some red onions, so many things. But basically, like, just I'm sure you've probably bought something with a mason jar before, like pickles or something. Just keep it and use it for storage. The measuring cups. Something else that we had, I don't know, like 5 of.
Well, we had bigger ones.
We had bigger ones.
Much bigger ones.
Much bigger ones. But if we need 7 cups, we can just use this 7 times.
Yeah.
Whatever. I do have the small one, just because that way if we need to measure out like tablespoons or ounces, it's easier. But they stack nice.
More measuring cups.
Well, these do serve a different purpose. So this one is one of those, I don't know. Soft ones. It can be microwaved. So if you're melting butter or if you need to, you know, whatever, heat up something. And this is for the immersion blender. Oh, and this one.
Yeah.
Yet another measuring cup. But this one is so if you're measuring, like, let's say mayonnaise or something, push it through. But so this drawer just kind of ends up being, it does, oh wait, I forgot how I've been doing that. Look, see, it all fits. But yeah, all that stuff gets used, aside from this.
Which will go away.
All right, so moving across the top, we've got one narrow cabinet up here that we use for, we've got one like
sheet
pan. We have a couple of the
flexible cutting boards. Yeah, it's good for cutting boards.
It's good for cutting boards and sheet pans, and then also the sink covers that we have.
Oh yeah.
That's where
they go in there.
Yeah, they go in here during storage. So it's because it's a deep thing. It's kind of a weird space. So then up here, what side you want to start with?
You do it. You're good.
Okay. So we did get this one divider. Can you see? Because I can't see.
Yeah.
We got this one divider thing. Usually there's a pie plate right here, but I'm defrosting some chicken, so that's in the sink right now. We do have one non-stick pan that we use. Collapsible colander, plates.
And the non-stick pan also has a removable handle.
Yes, also has a removable handle.
Really nice for storage.
Yep. Plates, scale.
Yep.
Our bowls. What else is up here? Koozie. We do have a little cooler, so that way if you're gonna go hang out with the neighbors and you want to take a couple drinks, water bottles, soup bowl things,
Holders.
taco holders,
Oh yeah, taco holders.
Nalgene water bottles. You know, I was thinking like I had downsized cups, but now I look at this and I'm like,
She buys
I
coffee
know I've only bought one, maybe 2 coffee cups on our travels, and so I do try to limit the number of cups because there's no point, and I try to limit them to metal ones, but whatever. This type of bin, this is the one organizational thing I would recommend any Airstreamer buy, because they fit in all of the overheads, and so they're just book bins that like.
Yeah, they're magazine bins, and we have them turned
Backwards.
the way they're intended to be used this way. In our other cabinets where we're storing some stuff in them, we actually turn them around the other way and put the shorter side
towards the back,
so it actually kind of fits with the curve of the cabinet, and it works out pretty nice.
But this is the one thing that's nice, just to try to keep things kind of organized.
Yeah, and we didn't go crazy with labeling stuff because some stuff just, is multi-purpose.
Yeah.
But those seem to have still held true.
Yeah. We do have a toaster, so that's light enough that we leave it up there.
Oh, and the meter thermometer.
Oh yeah.
That lives right there. So.
Yep. So we don't need that one. This is like the one magnetic thing we have in the entire rig, so that's where that goes. The paper towel holder, so for us, this placement of the paper towel holder was the easiest. We've seen some people kind of do it long ways, but yeah, it kind of blocks the view of the window just a little bit, but not too bad. But it keeps it all handy. And then we just keep our, hand soap, dish soap. We love the Dawn Power Wash, just because you can actually get away with using less water when you use it. So great if you're just trying to conserve what's in your tanks. And then the Pledge multi-surface. Everyday clean, multi-surface clean. That's actually what Airstream recommended that we use basically on all of our surfaces. And so that's what we do. It works. And then for you Globetrotters, these 2 trash cans in the back, we don't actually use them as trash cans. So we just have the dog's leashes here in the front. That's a little dirty. And then
It's dog's leashes.
It's dog's leashes. And then I have like a lint roller because of the dogs.
A dog brush.
A dog brush. So these are the dog's bins, but yeah, you can use these as a trash can, but one of the things we've reminded people is that your electronics for
if you have the electric awning.
Can I lift it up?
Yeah, if you have the electric awning, let's get this guy out of there.
Hopefully it's not real dirty.
It lives right back there. The electronics for it live right back there without really much covering. So
yeah, just be careful.
Be careful with water getting back there if you're actually using those for trash, or even just when you're using your sink.
Yep.
Because that could do bad things to electronics.
So then, what else do we have?
Stuff up there.
Stuff up here. Oh, good, it didn't all fall.
So yeah, that used to be where I stored
the whiskey.
And then I made a post talking about installing this strut so that we didn't have to hold this up with our heads.
No, you can hold it up with your head. I couldn't, and that was a pain in the ass.
So yeah, and people saw the whiskey up there and warned me about it. And even though we had been on the road for, I don't know, 8 months, 10 months at the time, we'd never had an issue. And after people told me that the whiskey could fall out, the next time we moved, the whiskey fell out. Nothing broke.
But
it got moved down low.
Point taken. So we moved it. So up here is just, it's some of the bigger things that don't fit well in the pull-up pantry. So
it's not always, it's not pretty. But
it's not pretty. That's why I said there will have to be nothing like hit me on the way out. But just some of the bigger boxes. Coffee. There's always room for coffee.
Crispy fried onions, apparently.
You know what that was for? When I made the last batch of the sliders, and I forgot to put them on. So yeah.
Some cooking wine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the best wine in the world, but if you wouldn't drink it, I wouldn't cook with it.
But that way you're not opening a whole bottle of wine to cook with and then not drinking it and finishing it in time. You can just buy the little ones.
Yeah.
All right. Refrigerator, I should see what it looks like inside.
It looks like beer.
It looks like beer. That's Billy's beer. That's not my beer. Although I did stock up on some new athletics that I'm excited to try.
Seasonal.
Yeah. And then we're staying at Hunsater's, which...
Hunsater Farms.
Hunsater Farms. It's a farm. So, like, I went and just stocked up on all their produce today. Freezer. That's nothing special. And then I think the last thing is down here. So this is where we keep all of our paper goods. So Ziploc, Reynolds wrap, or what do you call it?
Aluminum foil.
Thank
Parchment
you.
paper.
It's late. Like, I don't have words.
It's not late.
It's not late. It's late in my...
6
Whatever,
o'clock.
dude. I've been up earlier than you today. And then we do have some of the collapsible plastic
Food storage bins.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Oh, we do use the underneath down here for kind of a mix of stuff. Sodas. I do keep some of our plates down here. Oh, there's some dog hair. Sorry. Those of you who have dogs like you.
There's always dog hair.
Oh, you understand and you sympathize with me. Pasta. There's the knife roll. Some cans. Yeah. Shit. I hope nothing broke.
It's fine.
It's fine. But anyway, so I think that's it. So I hope maybe you guys got an idea or two. If there was something you saw that we didn't cover, feel free to ask in the comments. We do have a list of all the things that we have bought through like Amazon, right?
Yep, it's on our website and we'll put a link in the description.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope that helped.